My name is Zoran Pajic. I'm professor of international law and human rights, and I serve as a convener and the chief examiner of United Nations Protection of Human Rights. I'm going to give you a few informal exam tips, which I hope will be very useful for you if you listen carefully. First, about reading. Reading is the essential part of preparing for the exams, and I would expect you to focus and do an intelligent reading. What is intelligent reading? You read, you stop and think, and then you make notes in your own words, and then think again over your notes. That's the only way, in fact, for you not only to remember, but to understand, to digest what you've read. A French philosopher said, reading without thinking is useless. Thinking without previous reading can be dangerous. When reading about development of international law and human rights documents, always try to put it in the appropriate historical and political context. Test your understanding of the reading material against place and time. Appreciate socio-cultural context and regional circumstances. In fact, when you think that the drafting of international law instruments on human rights took almost 25 years, you have to understand the background, the framework of politics and relationship of powers in the United Nations, which was extremely affected by the Cold War. When selecting and prioritizing the reading material, please take into account all available sources you may deem useful. Do not limit your preparations to the study guide only and the essential reading. There is much more out there if you want to feel self-confident throughout this course. After all, you are postgraduates and you are studying for LLM in human rights and other levels. About drafting a plan, I want to say a few words which will help you in writing your answers. After choosing a question from the script, read it again and make sure you've understood it. Then focus on drafting a plan of your answer, which could be addressing point by point from the question or have a form of an essay. The plan should be taken as a guiding tool for better organizing your answer or essay and to delivering a complete and consistent text. Furthermore, it will serve as a memo to return to whenever you feel blank or losing the focus. In addition, try to flag your main arguments and conclusions in the plan already and try to build on those points in the final text. Now we come to writing. Please pay attention to the logical and clear structure of your answer. A short introductory paragraph could be very valuable and serves to introduce your approach to answering the question. Your approach can be theoretical discussion, country study, historical evolution of the problem, a wider UN framework, etc. Try to develop your arguments independently and do not shy away from expressing your own opinion in concluding remarks. But your own opinion should always be based on academic standards and academic discourse. Avoid illustrating your point by what you saw in the media recently. Be aware that some questions would require quoting more theoretical opinions than the others. Some will involve familiarity with human rights instruments and the wording of their relevant provisions. Be as precise as possible, but do not get lost in trivial or formal knowledge. Don't panic if you cannot immediately remember the title of a convention or a year when it came into force. It will come to you during the course of writing. Try not to waste time on remembering facts. Take a broader approach to the issue in the question, and that will be appreciated. Think of the historical context, political circumstances, changing the balance of power in the United Nations, etc. Most importantly, read the examiner's comments. You will find them very helpful and up to the point. Many questions are left without satisfactory answers because the candidate tried to offer what he or she actually knows instead of answering the question that was obviously difficult to deal with. Please do not pick and choose the topic of your answer according to your preferences. Simply follow the ratio and the gist of the question. Make an extra effort to answer the question, not expose or explain your thoughts about it. You're missing the point required by the question cannot be evaluated and marked as an answer. Thank you very much for listening, and good luck.